Has Windows become fully controlled by Microsoft? Do you still own your operating system, or are you just renting it? Today, I will reveal the shocking truth with evidence. Microsoft no longer sells Windows as an operating system you own. Instead, they are pushing you towards Windows as a service. A temporary service, not your property. If you think you bought Windows and own it forever, you're mistaken. There are 5 official clauses in the Microsoft software license terms that prove Windows is no longer what it used to be. Microsoft can control your device, force updates on you, and even prevent you from using the system if you don't comply with their terms. Is it time to leave Windows and switch to Linux? Let's uncover the truth together. First clause. The software is licensed, not sold. Under this agreement, we grant you the right to install and run one instance of the software on your device, the licensed device, for use by one person at a time. This means you are not actually buying Windows. You're only getting permission from Microsoft to use it. And if they decide to revoke that permission, they can do so easily. In the past, you could buy Windows XP or Windows 7 for a fixed price and own it. Now, the license is tied to the device, not to you personally. If you change your device, you may have to buy a new license. Second clause. You are authorized to use this software only if you are properly licensed and the software has been properly activated with a genuine product key or by another authorized method. When you connect to the internet while using the software will automatically contact Microsoft or its affiliate to conduct activation to associate it with a certain device. Windows is now completely dependent on Microsoft's servers. Your device must get approval from Microsoft to function. If Microsoft decides to shut down its activation servers for any reason, or if there's an activation error, Windows could lock you out, no matter how much you paid for it. This is completely different from buying a product and using it freely. A purchased product should continue working even if the company that made it disappears. Third clause. The software periodically checks for system and app updates and downloads and installs them for you. You may obtain updates only from Microsoft or authorized sources, and Microsoft may need to update your system to provide you with those updates. By accepting this agreement or using the software, you agree to receive these types of automatic updates without any additional notice. Windows no longer allows you to choose your updates. Microsoft decides and forces them on you. In older versions like Windows 7, you could disable updates. But now you are forced to accept every change that Microsoft pushes, even if you don't want it. This means you don't fully control your own system. Updates can add features, remove others, or even change the user experience entirely. This is exactly like a cloud service, e.g. YouTube or Google Drive, where changes happen without your consent, not like a product you own and control. Fourth clause. If you acquired the software pre-installed on a device, and also if you upgraded from software pre-installed on a device, you may transfer the license to use the software directly to another user, only with the licensed device. If you buy a device with Windows pre-installed, the Windows license is tied to that device forever. You cannot transfer it to another device. In the past, you could buy a Windows CD and install it on any computer. Now, Microsoft locks the license to the hardware, meaning you are just renting it, not owning it. It's exactly like a Netflix subscription. You're not buying movies, just renting access under Microsoft's conditions. Fifth clause. Some features of the software and services accessed through the software may require your device to access the internet. Some features are not guaranteed. Microsoft can enable or disable them at will. If you buy Windows for a specific feature, Microsoft could remove it in an update without your permission. This reinforces the fact that Windows is no longer a product you own. Instead, it's a constantly changing platform, just like YouTube or Google Drive, not something you buy and keep forever. These clauses prove that Windows is no longer a product you purchase and own, but rather a service you pay to use, with Microsoft having full control over it. You don't buy Windows, you just get a license to use it. Activation is mandatory, and Microsoft can disable your Windows at any time. Updates are forced, you don't get a choice. You can't transfer Windows freely between devices. Microsoft can remove or change features without your consent. Is it time to leave Windows and switch to Linux?